We're just gonna sync these two up, so... Hello, hims, hers, or whatever your preferred pronoun. I'm Hazic, and it's been a while. While I've been gone, I've had a lot of time to think about videos that I want to make. And I've thought of so many ideas, and I just can't be fucked to make them. But I've come to the conclusion that it's time to make another one. What do I do it about? I don't know, but something kept coming back to me. See, when I was a kid, I was under the impression that every grape you eat adds 3 seconds to your total lifespan. And that made me think, you know, that's very interesting. Is that even a thing? Is there science behind that? And if so, how many grapes would you have to eat per day to be able to live forever? First order of business is probably going to be to figure out, does that actually happen? Do grapes increase your lifespan? Organic compound found in grapes, berries, and some nuts extend the lifespan of fish in a recent study. Okay, so fish could live longer if they always eat grapes. But we're looking for people, because as far as I'm aware, I'm a human being, not a fish. Okay, well this is just good information to know from the get-go. It just, you know, it stops you from getting disease. We could use this later as some sort of like, oh well, you'd be less likely to die of specific things, so I guess you could live longer. But this isn't the answer that I'm looking for. How the fuck do you Google search if grapes increase your lifespan? Okay, brightly colored produce is particularly beneficial. They can help prevent cancer. Yeah, but that's not what I don't care if I can prevent cancer. I want to know if I can live forever with grapes. What increases life expectancy? Hanging out with your friends and family. No, I want to eat grapes. I don't want friends and family. What I'm getting from all this is that I was lied to as a child, or probably more likely I just made it up to make myself feel better about eating grapes. Given that apparently grapes don't increase your lifespan by 3 seconds every time you eat one, which is unfortunate, I still kind of want to know how many you'd have to eat per day, because I think that's a interesting question. If one grape equal 3 seconds, how many seconds are in a day? 86,400. Okay. Already off to a very rough looking start. We're just going to do that divided by 3, I suppose, and that's how many grapes we're going to need. We're going to need to eat 28,800 grapes a day. But that might not be that many, you know? How many grapes is that an hour? Did I really just Google how many hours there are in a day? Oh god. To eat 1,200 grapes an hour, 20 grapes a minute. Okay, it's looking a little more plausible, I think. Maybe I'm actually onto something here. So if you eat 1 grape per second for 24 hours, you've just increased your lifespan by 24 hours, meaning you've got 24 more hours to eat a grape every 3 seconds. Of course, we're not going to be awake 24 hours of the day. 12 is much more reasonable, so we're going to just, you know, double that. Every 1.5 seconds, you're going to have to eat a grape. That's going to be 2 grapes every 3 seconds. How quickly do you have to eat the grapes then? You're gonna have to be doing that non-stop for 12 hours straight. Instead of this route, right, because that seems pretty irritating. Your eternal life will consist of always eating grapes. I mean, while that does sound pretty fun, it could get pretty boring pretty quick. What if we just drank it, right? What if we had a grape smoothie every hour? Oh, this is actually starting to look like big boy math, and I don't do well with that. I don't even know if we're dealing with green, blue, or red grapes yet. I'm assuming green, because I much prefer green grapes. What about wine? What if you just drank a fuck tons of wine? Shit, 1,200. This is getting a little suspicious. 1,204 grapes, and it's just 1,200 grapes an hour to have eternal life. You just have to drink 2 bottles of wine every hour, and you will live forever. Now to our ad break. Okay, I'm starting up a wine company. That's really interesting how that's almost exactly the amount of grapes you need to eat per hour to live forever. And grapes reduce your chance of cancer. I mean, there's so many. Does alcohol reduce your chance? Like, does wine reduce cancer? I think we've just found a cure for cancer. Oh, it's a major risk factor for cancer. But that doesn't make sense. This doesn't line up, because grapes reduce your chance of cancer. What the government is trying to do is they're trying to be the only ones to live forever. So they're trying to scare you with this shit like alcoholism is bad, and they're trying to tell you it causes cancer, so that they're the only ones that live forever. Aren't those really old people? Don't they drink alcohol? Oldest man, 110 years old. A beer a day is the secret to longevity. Beer isn't exactly wine. It's still alcohol. Can red wine cure cancer? Destroys cancer cells from the inside. Holy shit. This study is 2008. Why haven't we heard more of this? Why haven't we heard more about how red wine is destroying cancer from this study? It's because these people have been killed. I don't know how I feel about this. We've broken it wide open. Infinity years, drink wine. I fucking told you, right here. It's in the middle of a site that you would never read, right? They put the eat less meat directly in front of it to throw people off, being like, nah, this is a propaganda-based website, so people leave it, right? But if you scroll a tiny bit lower down, it's right here, right in front of your eyes. I can't believe this. Be educated. I feel like that goes without saying, actually. Eat well, that also goes without saying. Lose weight. These people are just... See? They never thought you'd scroll this far down, so now their ways to increase your lifespan are just becoming more and more brain dead. Lose weight. Stay positive. Okay. Don't smoke. Yeah, everyone knows that. Change your lifestyle. What do you mean? Be wealthy and live in the right neighborhood. Oh my god. Believe it or not, if you're healthier, you'll live longer, you know? If you're in a good neighborhood and you've got enough money to pay for things like health insurance, you live longer. Did you know that? I bet you fucking didn't, Keita. Okay, I got little bit off topic there with my conspiracy, which I think is a legitimate conspiracy theory right now. I might start up a whole movement about being alcoholics. It shouldn't be Alcoholics Anonymous. It should be Alcoholics and Proud. On the assumption that one grape increases your lifespan by 3 seconds, you only need to eat 28,800 grapes a day, which means 1,200 grapes an hour. Of course, you're not really going to be awake for 24 hours of the day. More like 12 is a good number, you know, having some free time, which would probably mean you have to eat 2 grapes every 3 seconds, which is about 2,400 an hour. Or you can drink 2 bottles of wine every hour, which is equivalent to 2,400 grapes eaten an hour, and you'll live forever. That's good science. But wait a second. Where are these grapes coming from? Hold on. You're not going to just be able to buy all these grapes. How much would that cost? If we go onto Amazon, surely you can buy grapes. Green seedless grapes. How many grapes on average is 1 pound? 2 swags? I didn't know that was the terminology. 80 grapes. So there's about 80 grapes in this. I'm going to buy 360 of these per day. Is this American money? So we're going to currently go in US dollar because America times 13.57. That's going to cost you $4,885.02 every single day. I'm not even sure if you'd be able to keep that up. I don't even think Jeff Bezos could. Where am I going with this? If we go onto Amazon and find how much wine costs, right? 1 bottle of wine. Cooking wine? I don't want cooking wine. $10, right? We'll average it out. About $10. That's 10 times 24, you know, $2,400. That's much more affordable. That's literally half of the price of this. See, they're trying to hide the wine propaganda because wine is cheaper than just buying grapes. Jeff Bezos could definitely afford $2,400 a day. We're going to ignore the wine from now on because wine is obviously super cheap, so everyone can afford $2,400 a day to live forever. What if you wanted to eat grapes, right? What if you were just addicted to grapes and you wanted to grow them all yourself? How long does it take to grow a grape? 3 years! It's gonna take some build up. What's the average yield of grapes per grapevine? 1,600 grapes a year, which is just enough for 1 hour. We're gonna need to grow 18 grape plants per day. 6,570 grape plants to last us a year. But it'll take 3 years to grow grapes from a plant. If you plant 18 grape plants per day. On the 3rd year, after you've grown your first set of 80 plants, if you pick all of those, pick, eat, directly off, eating 2 grapes every 3 seconds, for 12 hours per day, every day, you'll live forever. All you need to do is invest in a big field, invest in tons of grape plants, and invest your time. I think we have a pretty valid way to live forever here. Let's go over this again, just for the end. If 1 grape gives you 3 seconds of life per grape, and there's 86,400 seconds in a day, that means you need to eat just 28,800 grapes a day, which translates to roughly 1,200 grapes an hour, much more reasonable now, which then translates to 1 grape every 3 seconds, which is very reasonable. But of course, you're not going to be awake for 24 hours of the day. Let's say you are awake for 15 hours of the day, 15, 16 hours a day, and you just, for the sake of this math, set aside 12 hours of every waking day to live forever, which I think is pretty reasonable to do, if you're going to live forever. That means you just, within those 12 hours, going to have to make sure you eat 2 grapes every 3 seconds, which I guess it's pretty time consuming. That entire 12 hours, you're just going to be, you know, eating grapes the whole time, which is pretty time consuming, pretty boring, but again, you're going to have those extra 3 hours per day to live forever, so those add up, you know, ounces make kilos. And yeah, that means you need to eat 2,400 an hour if you're going to wait 12 hours, but 2 grapes every 3 seconds, I think that's pretty reasonable. But then, of course, buying these grapes, as we've discovered, will cost a fortune, so instead of buying them, you can plant them. 1 grape plant will yield about 20 pounds a year. And if it's 80 grapes per pound, that makes 1,600 grapes per year,
per plant, which isn't that much because you're going to need to eat almost all of that in 1 hour. Sorry, you're going to need to eat twice that in 1 hour. So instead, you just grow 18 plants per day, which will add up to enough, actually exactly enough to eat. So that way you will have enough grapes to extend your life by a day if you grow 18 grape plants in 1 day. Grow 18 grape plants every day for a full year, wait for those to flourish, and then every day, for just 12 hours of the day, you're going to need to pick all of them, eat them on 18 plants, and then just do whatever you want for the rest of the day. Next day go, pick the next set of 18 plants, just eat them immediately, make sure you're doing it fast enough.
As long as you can keep up with that, and you're spending the rest of those 5 hours of your day nurturing the plants to make sure you live forever, I see no problem in eternal life. You're welcome. You all now owe me your eternal gratitude, and if I ever need any favors from you, you're also going to now give those to me in your eternal life. I mean, it's eternity. It's not going to be that bad for you to just be my slaves. If you've got any loved ones that you also want to live forever, you know, you don't want to live alone. Share this to them. Tell them, hey, I know how to live forever. Check this video out. You know, that would do me great. And of course, look into my, you know, wine company, my real estate company, and my grapeseed company. That would be really, really great for me. Thank you so much. Other than that, that'll be it for me today. I'm gonna go get started planting some grapes. See you in a year. Ciao.